Yeah, so this ASAP album, honestly, it came at a weird time. We all know the situation what happened between Pusha T and Drake, you know what I mean? So this kind of got overshadowed. And I definitely didn't pay attention to it at all when it dropped last week, you know what I mean? And look at it again, I'm here about to talk about it and waiting on that Kanye stream. But anyway, so I did hear the album last night, and I'm listening to it. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It was fairly different. And I went in, unbiased because at the simple fact that I didn't really want to be like, I fuck with Rocky last two albums, and so I'm a like everything on this joint, and it wasn't really like that, but I didn't make myself, how sometimes people will make themselves like something, but it was different. But I enjoy Yeezus, so I didn't really know what to expect by hearing this album, testing, but it had its moments, but I could see why a lot of this shit is like, yeah, I'm not definitely coming back to that. But for the first couple listens, it was okay. The features on this shit was pretty decent. One thing that I did notice about ASAP Forever, it actually had Cudi and T.I. on it, and in the video it just had, him and Moby. It didn't really have those two, so I thought that was, dope, or whatever the case may be. Let me just talk about this shit. Alright, so I start off with Distorted Records. And I'm wondering, I'm like, damn, is that really his label? Because that sound like a dope, it could be a label, but maybe it's just a Distorted Records because the album and the songs is distorted or whatever the case may be. But, he on his rap shit, the beat was kind of zany, crazy. He don't really care about a rap list. Took a shot at, Trump and fake people and shit like that. ASAP Forever, Cudi verse was definitely good, and I was like, wow, this is the Cudi that I miss. Cause I don't know why people think I'm not a fan of him. It's just that Speed Bullet album and that Pleasure or Chasing My Demons album, whatever that shit was kind of different, and I couldn't get into that. But I do like the Surfing record. I discovered that like this month, so I'm like 2 years late, but that's still a dope record. But anyway, that song was straight. Tony Tone was another one where it's just like, damn, God, Diddy talking this shit. And I'm like, this dope, but damn, as Diddy get older, how much more of the shit talking can he really do? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's gonna look crazy. Diddy at 50 still talking shit through on records and everything like that. So you know what to expect when you hear the Diddy ad-libs on a record. You know what I mean? He been doing that since the 90s, you know what I mean? Since I was in like, 7th grade. So it is what it is. Fuck Sleep, featuring FK Twigs. I like the Wheezy line that he had in there. I thought that was pretty dope. I like his flow, basically about life, doing him. Fuck sleep. I'm out here doing what I gotta do. You know what I mean? And to go back to track 3, it was the back and forth that he had with the little chick where he was like, shut up, bitch. Like, that was dope. Mad at the industry, rappers, hip-hop, you know what I mean? Just basically living life and anything like that. Alright, so Fuck Sleep, like I said, is a good record. Praise the Lord, in quotations, The Shine, featuring Skepta. I was skeptical about that, but it's a fun, catchy type of record, and I fuck with it. Call Drops, featuring Kodak Black. All I can say is, what the fuck, bro? Like, I didn't know. I'm like, this nigga, yeah, no, I'm not here for it. Buckshots, smooth beat, catchy, basically about, guns, shooting guns, shit like that. I was like, it's not bad, you know what I mean? Guns and Butter, nope, wasn't feeling it. Brother Man featuring French, to me it's a wasted sample. It's an okay song, it ain't really nothing special. French didn't add shit to it, and I'm like, damn, this nigga wasted a dope beat with a great sample on it. OG Beeper, it's just too much shit going on in that record for me. Just way too much shit going on. Basically it's kind of a street record where, he said he got a pager around 1998, and I'm like, oh shit. But he mentioned being locked up. A lot of people didn't know that. Casanova was locked up with him. I think he said he wanted either get 100 million YouTube views, or he did. And I was like, okay. And it's just like the trapper rapper lifestyle, basically, in a nutshell. So, I mean, that song was cool for what it was. Kids turned out fine. I just couldn't fuck with that record, track 11. I just couldn't get into it. I was like, damn, bro, what is this shit? Like, I don't understand. You listen to the record and you're like, well, you try to give it a chance. I even ran it back twice, but nah, it ain't really for me. 143rd, good record. I fuck with that. That shit was dope. The sounds in that shit is just crazy. Basically talking about his hood. I like the hook on there. I like how he kind of got that slow flow on that joint. That shit was pretty dope. I fuck with it. And I'm like, okay, so it's getting back to the album where it's actually getting good again. Because the middle section from track 6 to kind of 11, it's like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, that shit was crazy. Like the middle section is kind of wild. But track 13, Changes, basically about a female. His life. I definitely love that beat switch up, and then background vocals was on point, so I definitely fuck with that. Black Tux, White Collar, epic sample. That sample was epic. I like his fucking flow and that shit. Just basically talking about fake people. You know what I mean? Black Tux, White Collar. You can phrase it how you want to phrase it. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? It can mean more than one thing, either this or that. You know what I mean? So I definitely fuck with it. Or maybe I'm not really getting the gist of it, but the beat switch up was crazy. He definitely talking to a chick about his life, and it's mainly possibly about marriage. You know what I mean? That's what I took away from it. I could be wrong, but that's what I got away with. And the last track, Purity, featuring Frank Ocean, dope. This joint is just fucking nuts. Frank Ocean, when he raps, is just something different about him being an artist, where like the singing shit is dope, but when he rap, because we know he can really rap, is dope. And did he mention the incident with Chris Brown, or didn't he get in a fight with Chris Brown or some shit in the parking lot or some crazy shit like that? He mentioned that in another incident where I thought that was telling. I was like, oh shit, that's pretty dope. Like, people probably forgot about that, but yeah, he kind of did get into a little situation or whatever and say he didn't run or whatever the case may be, so I thought that was dope. This just could have been Frank Ocean on the record for me. ASAP, his like part to the song, it didn't add shit. It's just like Frank Ocean, definitely. I feel like it was a Frank Ocean song that maybe he gave to Rocky. You know how artists do that shit. They working on something, they ain't really using it. The artist ended up liking it. You know what I mean? They pulled the French Montana and Sway Lee joint, where that song was Sway Lee's and French spent all that bread for it, you know what I mean? Where it's not really your record, but you bought it, so it's yours. Seemed like that situation with this joint. But overall, man, this is not his best album. I'm not gonna sit here and hold you, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool, it's different. I mean, you can pick from which songs you like, but I definitely feel like that middle section, he could have dropped that. You know what I mean? 15 records, I feel like that was too long. He could have just had 10 joints and he would have had a solid project. You know what I mean? In my personal opinion, for him being gone so long, and then you just doing music to where it ain't really appeasing to one fan base that's used to you doing this sound, and it's not appeasing to another fan base that's used to you doing this shit. It's just that you took a whole lot of different shit and just mixed it up and did it. See, the thing with me, when Al kept saying him and Tyler was working together, you see the records that Tyler was putting out, the Oprah record, I think the 435 record, you seen him freestyling and touring and shit, and I'm like, okay, you could tell that Tyler definitely got a little influence from Rocky, and I was thinking that Rocky would get a little influence from Tyler as far as the production and the storytelling and shit, but I just felt like he tried something just to be different, you know what I mean, and it kind of didn't work. That's not hating, that's not bashing, it's just my personal opinion. You try something, it didn't really work, and it's just at the state to where musically he don't really know where to go, because he see what's happening over here, he see what's happening over there. Niggas have stole his style, so it's just like, damn, how can I stand out, in a room full of artists if the thing that I started everybody else is doing now, you know what I mean? So I guess it's cool. He supposed to do 100,000 album sales this week, or first week, so I think that's dope. But I definitely feel like he need to go back to the drawing board and get back to what made him who he is as far as a rapper. But it's no knock to him, man. It's a solid 7.5 for me. I take 10 to 11 songs off this shit. You know what I mean? And the production, some of it's good, some of it's bad, but it's just like the lyrics mashed with the bullshit instrumentation, it hurts. It's like with Cherry Bomb. It's just like, damn, if Tyler would have just did this right here with the album, it would have been definitely a dope project. But the distorted sounds and all this shit, that's what it really reminded me of when I heard it. Like, damn, this is the same shit Tyler did with Cherry Bomb. And it's like, it's bits and pieces in the album to where if you just would have kept this sound, definitely would have had a solid classic body of work, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think of the album. Sorry I'm so late, but you know, I had other shit to attend to. Hopefully that fucking Kanye album dropped tonight to stream, and hopefully Drake replied, because there's some crazy shit going on. This beef is mad nuts. But at the end of the day, thanks for the support. I appreciate y'all, man. One.